sorry when the last video cut out on me like that. I had some things to do, so this is actually part 3, even though I could have still kept going if I wasn't interrupted. But okay, in the last part I was talking about Iruka Umino. Now, basically, most people don't seem to give two shits about him because after episode 1 in the anime, don't remember how many chapters it took up in the manga, but after episode 1 in the anime, he barely did anything. But he was Naruto's first sensei, though. People don't seem to remember that. He was Naruto's first ever sensei, and when Naruto was in the academy, okay? And it's all because of him, his generosity, basically, in episode 1, after Naruto beats Mizuki, that Naruto's even able to become a ninja in the first place. And I don't think a lot of people remember this, and it's kind of sad because without him giving Naruto that headband, the series could never commence. On a side note, I find it kind of funny that the series could have ended after episode 1 if Kishimoto didn't want to milk this series for everything it's worth, that is. But I digress. Anyways, Iruka, I kind of wish he was in more fight scenes. I kind of wish we learned more about his abilities and the true extent of his abilities. When I wish he was more of a main character, or a main supporting character. But at any rate, he's definitely a good character, I think. And next up we have the main character himself, Naruto Uzumaki. Of course he had to be on this list. Now, a lot of people don't like him as a main character. In the beginning of the series, I could definitely see this, okay? I'm with you there. But now I think he's actually become an incredibly likable character. He's developed so much over the past several years that the series has been going on. Okay, and the actual timeline of the series is just like 3 years, like over 3 years. It might be over 4 years actually, because there was a 3-year time skip. But in all the other time that's passed in part 1 and 2, and in part 1 and 2, it might be over 4 years. I'm not sure, but yeah, but 3 to 4 years though, in the actual timeline of the series. And in that time, he's developed so much. Okay, I mean every main character of a shonen anime has to have a lot. Shonen anime and manga series has to have a lot of different power ups, but he started out throughout the course of the series gradually learning how to control the Nine-Tailed Fox's powers more and more. All right, he learned the Rasengan from Jiraiya, and later on in Shippuden managed to extend upon it with the Futen Rasen Shuriken, and even doing other things like giant Rasengans and giant Futen Rasen Shurikens. Alright, in part 2 he mastered Sage Mode, something he completely mastered it, something that even Jiraiya was unable to do. In part 1 he signed a contract with the Toads of Mount Myoboku. Alright, and in part 2, recently, he activated Bijou Mode, so he became friends with the Nine-Tailed Fox and started controlling his powers completely, aka Bijou Mode. So, yeah. And even now, he's probably still not much of a match for Madara, but I digress. Anyways, though, I don't know, I just don't want to dwell on him too much, because he is the main character. You know, kind of generic at this point, but I just couldn't help myself but put him on this list. So, yeah. Oh boy, here we go. Well, this one that had to come back eventually. From my Why I Like Sakura Haruno rant video, and my top 10 favorite female Naruto characters of all time, list, Sakura Haruno. Yes, I'm not going to dwell too much on this at all because I've already said everything I need to say in those 2 videos, especially my rant video. It's just that in part 1 she was completely fucking useless. Okay. In part 2 she does so much. I mean, seriously, am I the only one who did not fucking sleep through her fight with Sasori? Am I the only one who actually watched it? Really? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm just gonna get past that right now. It's gone. Okay. Next up is Madara Uchiha. Most people at this point say he's their favorite. Not me. I mean, he's not even my favorite Uchiha, hint hint. But it's not Sasuke, by the way. In case you couldn't tell from my videos by now. Anyways, Madara is just a badass. I love the fact that, you know, along with Hashirama, he basically founded the Leaf. But he was infuriated when Hashirama took the position of first Hokage instead of Madara. They eventually had their final fight where Hashirama won, but unbeknownst to him, didn't actually manage to kill Madara, unfortunately. And shortly after, Madara activated the Renegon. Now, Madara is just a fucking powerhouse. I mean, he was able to take on all 5 of the current Kage at once and almost kill them. Okay? That's hardcore. I mean, really, it is. That's fucking hardcore right there. And wow. And he's obviously going easy on them too. I mean, he has a Renegon, which means he should be doing like almighty pushes and frickin' sucking enemies into him for attacks and propelling enemies and attacks away from him and absorbing attacks and creating all sorts of weird summonings and sucking the souls out of enemies by putting his hand on top of their head, like that one of Nagato's paths did with Shizune during the Invasion of Pain arc. You know, and he should be creating his own 6 paths. And yeah, so he should be doing all this shit, but he's not, which, you know, I mean, obviously, since, you know, he should be, I believe the Renegon actually has the ability to disrupt an enemy's chakra flow, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he should be doing all this shit, but he's not. Clearly, he's going easy on them right now because he has the Renegon. Not to mention, I don't think we've actually seen his Genjutsu of his Mangekyo Sharingan yet. We know that he's able to, you know, use the Amaterasu, obviously, and create so many Susanoo, perfect Susanos at once, like so many of them, but we don't actually know what his Genjutsu for his Mangekyo Sharingan is yet. So that will be really interesting to see in the future, but other than that, he's a really awesome character. And yeah, moving on, we have Shikamaru Nara. He was a character that was introduced during the Chunin exams, actually, as a Genin, and his IQ is over 220, I think said, or maybe it was just over 200, I don't know, but seriously, his IQ is fucking huge. He is able to think of so many plans and so many schemes in battle to win the battle, and so many alternate schemes to each one of them in case they fail, and so many alternate schemes to each one of them in case they fail, or plans, I guess. And that just goes with his IQ, okay, really. It's that awesome. Not to mention his KK Genkai is the ability to possess shadows and ability to control his own shadow, which is kind of unique, you know. So yeah, that's definitely a plus right there. And he's genuinely a lazy guy, despite how strong he is. And Tsunade, when she became the 5th Hokage, even made the decision that even though no one should have technically won the Chunin exams, he was the only one to pass per her order. So he actually became a Chunin when no one else did. Okay. Yeah, there's really nothing more I can say about him. I was kind of sad when his dad died, Shikaku. It wasn't the chapter before the last chapter, it was the chapter before that, but yeah, it was kind of sad, you know, not because it was Shikaku, although he was a okay character, not a great character though, but it was because it was Shikamaru's dad, of course. Yeah, but moving on from him, I think he's a great character, all in all. Then we have number 4, I think. Yep, number 4, Tsunade Senju, the 5th Hokage, my favorite of the Kages, without a doubt. Now, and also my favorite female Naruto character as well. Now, Tsunade, I don't know what there is to say about her. I mean, she has so much physical strength despite her age that she's able to destroy entire mountains and whatnot. Not to mention she's a master at medical ninjutsu and actually made, and because of both these aspects, actually made Sakura useful. Congratulations to Tsunade, you pulled off a fucking miracle. Anyways. Not to mention, she's also one of the legendary Sannin. She was trained by Hiruzen Sarutobi, the 3rd Hokage, along with Orochimaru and Jiraiya, the other 2 Sannin. And she's had a pretty hard backstory. I mean, during the previous war, her lover, Don Kato, and her younger brother, Naoki Senju, both died. But she was the daughter, or she was the granddaughter of the 1st Hokage, Hashirama Senju, and the grandniece of the 2nd Hokage, Tobirama Senju. So basically the first, 2nd, and 5th Hokages are all Senjus, which is really nice. Because the Senju clans, Senju and Uchihas are the ones who originally founded the Leaf, so, And, yeah, I really don't think there's anything else to say about her. The only reason that the 4th Raikage was able to beat her at one point during a flashback is because of his speed, not really his strength, despite all that muscle. It wasn't his strength, it was his speed. Also, she's in her 50s, and yet she looks like she's in her 30s, so yeah, jutsu right there for you. Also, she mastered the Montonic Regeneration Jutsu, which is the only reason says that she's allowed to fight during war time, despite being a medical ninja. I say bullshit. It's probably also because she's the 5th Hokage, but that's just me. Anyways, moving on from there, Tsunade, awesome character, I think. Now, this next one here is actually a tie. Yeah, I'm kind of cheating here with it, but number 3 is a tie between Rock Lee and Might Guy, and I put them both on the same number because they're basically the same character, okay? I don't know why it's so much. I mean, I agree, sometimes they just need to stop talking, especially Guy, but I just love how strong they are. I mean, Guy's seen open up 7 of the gates. He probably knows how to open up the 8th gate. Alright, Lee was able to open up 5 of the gates as a fucking Genin. And by now, I'm sure he can open up at least 7 of them, maybe 8, I'm not sure. As much as I like these 2 characters, though, I'd kind of like to see them both open up the 8 gates and then go off against Madara. As much as I'd hate to see them die, I think it would, because once you open up the 8 gates, you die, of course. I think it would be great to see if even Madara would be able to stand up against that without using more Renegon techniques. Hell, even then I don't know if he'd be able to stand up against it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm at least Guy, because Guy is in the older generation, so at least Guy I want to see do that. Definitely. So yeah, anyways, not anything else to say here, just Rock Lee and Might Guy are awesome. Okay, guys, still got a little bit of time here left. Oh shit, no I don't. Gotta charge my camera. Alright, there are only 2 more left. I'll come back next time for the last 2. So see you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.